What is hygiene out here on the trail? In this video I'm going to talk a little bit about hygiene and what it actually is. It happened that we get the request from our guests, do you have showers in the cabins? For me, shower is not the most important thing of hygiene out here. This video is recorded during a guided dog sled tour from Jokkmokk up to Saltolukta Mountain Lodge. With me I have 3 guests and 23 dogs. My name is Matti. I'm working as a dog musher nature guide out in Swedish Lapland, and together with my partner Stina we run a small guide company, and outdoor life is actually what we're doing for a living all around the year. Now we're going to talk about hygiene and common sense on the trail, and from what I have seen out here, a lot of you are thinking about the showers. How often can I shower? Will I be able to shower during this 10-day tour, or how will it be? Right now I'm in Akse, and that's a cabin on the Kungsleden between Kvikkjokk and Saltolukta. Here in Akse our freshwater source is a water hole in a small creek like this. In other places like Sitojaur is a hole in the ice. Here is where we get our fresh water. This water, this place, should be treated with respect. That water, you drink it, you put it in your mouth, you see? This is not a place for brushing teeth. It's not a place for washing your hair. It's not the place for taking a bath. I have seen with my own eyes people going to the water hole outside the cabin, start brushing their teeth and spitting. Yeah. It's for me with some kind of common sense most of the time, it's totally incredible how anyone can do anything like that. This water, you really take care of it because this is your clean water. And when this water comes into the cabin, it is in buckets. And the buckets for fresh water standing usually high, and the bucket for dirty water stand on the floor. And especially in the STF cabin, there is a special bucket for dirty black water and another bucket for clean water, and you should be aware of this so you don't get the dirty water bucket for your drinking water. And people, I've seen so much, if you have a coffee mug you don't take it and dip it into the fresh water bucket. I have been out with hiking groups when 8 of 12 person had this stomach flu, when they throw up and diarrhea and all that. And when it's so much people in different cabins, it's not okay that you take your mug and put it in, because you never know what kind of bacteria you carry, and the bacteria you carry maybe hit out someone else's stomach, or they do it against you. And here is not you should be careful with what you should treat fresh water as fresh drinking water. Super important. So when you bring in the water to the cabin, you have it in this 20-liter buckets, and you pull it in the rope so you don't need to carry it. So it's more or less like walking the dog. It's look, little bit fun. When you're out here on the trail you don't have TV, maybe not internet, so it's the only fun thing you can do is to bring water to the cabin. Then we have another thing to talk about, and that's where do you pee when you are out here. And as you see here we have the entree to the cabin, and sometimes you see people standing here peeing just outside the cabin door, and that's not hygiene, because when you arrive to the cabin You put your skis here, you put the pulkas here, you put your backpack here. Maybe you want to sit here and having a cup of hot chocolate or a cup of coffee after a long day on the trail. So you don't make your toilet here. And that's the same when you're brushing your teeth. Don't brush your teeth and spit it out where people go, where people walk. Use your kidney. Okay? So then, where do you actually pee on a cabin place like this? Normally, cabins have what we call yellow corner or gentleman's corner. I like to call it yellow corner because even women need a yellow corner. And why should we force women to go all the way to the toilet all the time? So very often the yellow corner is a little bit closer than the toilet. And here in Akse, the yellow corner is behind the toilet, but it's also better for the smell in the toilet that you pee outside the toilet. And now I'm going to visit the yellow corner. So one more thing, when I go peeing here, I don't use toilet paper. I, most of the time, take, like this, I show you. Most of the time, take snow in my hand like this. Make a small snowball, and with that you can, instead of toilet paper, you know. I use it for peeing, I don't use it for the big thing. The big thing, then I use toilet paper in the toilet, of course. And yeah. And this little piece of snow, you can throw it in the yellow corner. It's a new day in the mountains, and as you see, the sun has started shining on the mountain on the other side of the valley. Really beautiful. Anyway, the house over there with 4 doors, that is the toilet. In here is a kind of seat where you sit on, and that's isolated. So when you're sitting on it, it's not cold at all. What you should do is that you should look at the seat, because it's have happened often that some person have decided that it's a good idea to stand up and peeing in that toilet. You should not do that. So I have as a routine, I take a piece of paper and just clean it a little bit so I see how it is. If you feel that you want to do something extra, clean yourself in the butt afterwards. There is always you have toilet paper, but you also have this sanitaire, the wipers, the thing that you can wash your hands with, or that you use for babies, the ones that are wet already. But they come both with plastic material and they come with as paper material. And the ones with plastic, you should not throw them in that toilet. So you should choose the one that are made of paper. And then it comes both as a big package. You open a lid and in there you have all these small things. But when it's low temperature, it becomes like a big ice cube, and then you can't use them. So you can also have them package one and one, and then you can just put them in the pocket and warm them up. So I usually have the big cube with me and I keep it warm, and we use it in the cabin for cleaning our hands and so on. And then if I go to the toilet now and then, I bring one of them with me to the toilet. So what you should think about, choose the ones made of paper, not plastic, and it's always good if you go on a camping trip to have some extra with this one-in-one package. Easier to warm up. So what I've seen is that more and more people don't have common sense how to treat drinking water, where to pee, and all these basic things with hygiene out here. And I've been thinking about that a lot during the last couple of years, because I've seen so much, not only with my customers but also with other people. And no shadow of the group I'm out with right now, because these a little bit older people and they know, most of them know these things. when I grew up, my grandmother and grandfather, when they grew up without electricity, without running water, so for them it was natural to have it like we have in these cabins. So they had the knowledge from when they were a child. And then they had a summer house and they get children and grandchildren, so they learn my parents how to do this, and they also learn me, and my parents could give this knowledge to me. And I think nowadays a lot of people grow up in a city with water toilets, running water, and far away from this nature basic things. And it's several generations away now from the knowledge when it was actually used until the people who enter the trails today. So it's actually a lack of competence because no one have learned people how to do this. I don't know if you see it, but right now it is minus 18 or minus 19 below 0 Celsius, of course. Yeah, not super cold, but cold enough. And then it's the same procedure as every night, more or less. After dinner, then all the jackets are usually dry, and I can bring them out and put them on the dogs. And at the same time I also bring the dogs inside that I want to have inside. Anyway, it's super beautiful out here, and I'm super happy that you have watched this video. And even if this is clear for you, maybe it's good if you spread this information to other people, because this is competence or knowledge, or what you call it, that we lose. And maybe one day we need it. It's always good to know a little bit about hygiene when you are without electricity and without running water, so you actually focus on the right things. Tomorrow we continue our journey over the mountain to Saltolukta Mountain Lodge, and then we start recording the next video. So, thank you for watching, thank you for following us, and see you next video. Ciao!